Hello, you are welcome once again to New Focus Approach to Mathematics Basic 9. This is revised edition. This lesson we are looking at adding and subtracting fractions. This lesson can be found in page 64. So to add and subtract fraction is not a big deal because we've been doing this over and over again. We did it in year 1, year 2, we are doing it again in year 3. But here we want to do more into adding and subtracting of fractions. So example, if I say solve this fraction, which is 9/11 minus 4/15, what will be the result? And in fact, the easy way out is to find the LCM when we don't have the same denominators. Okay, so find the LCM here. You find a number that 11 can divide and 15 can divide. And we see that currently the easy way out will be just multiplying 11 times 15. And that can give you 165. And so the question is, how many times would 11 divide 165? And that is 15. And so we do 15 times the numerator. So 15 times 9 will give us 135. Minus, now 15 can also divide 165 as 11. 11 times 4 will give us 44. So when we do the subtraction, okay, of 135 minus 44, we have 91. The 91 divided by 165. So the question is, can any number divide 91 at the same time divide 165? And you can see that there wouldn't be any number, and so we leave our answer as such. Another one here, solve the fraction this. And again, we use the LCM approach since we don't have a common denominator for all of them. What will be the LCM for this? A number that 3 can divide, 4 can divide, 6 and 8 can divide. And I think that should be 24, right? Because 3 can divide 24, 4 can divide, 8 can divide, and 6 can divide as well. So the question is, 3 divides 24 as what? So 3 can divide 24 as 8, and 8 times the numerator will give us 8. Plus 4 can divide 24 as 6. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 6 can also divide 24 as 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 8 can divide 24 as 3. And 3 times 1 is 3. So when we simplify this by adding all the numbers, we will have this is 10, making here 18, making here 21, and 21 divided by 24. Could there be a number that can reduce this to the lowest form, a number that can easily divide 21 and 24 at the same time? And that is, yes, possible. 3 can do that. 3 can divide 21 as 7, and 3 can divide 24 as 8, and that becomes the lowest form we can reduce this to. Let's take more example. Now let's see where we bring in mixed number and so on and so forth. Okay, so what we do first is that you have one option is to add all the whole numbers and then deal with all the fractions. For me, I'll prefer rather change all of them into improper fractions so we can take a common LCM for all of them. So I'll start by letting 3 multiply these two as 6 plus 1, 7 divided by 3, plus 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1, 13. So 13 divided by 4, minus 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2, 7. 7 divided by 5. So then we have this. Now we find the LCM, a number that all of them can divide. Okay, so what would that number be? Now, in getting the LCM here, if we decide to pick, let's say, 12 that 3 can divide, 4 can divide, 5 cannot divide it. And if we pick something like, let's say, 15 that 3 can divide, 5 can divide, this cannot divide. If you pick 20, 4 can divide, 5 can divide, this cannot divide. So here, in choosing the number, be considerate with that of the 5, because 5 can only divide a number that ends with 5 or 0. And so if you pick the numbers, make sure the number ends with either 5 or 0. Now you could see that if you start with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, okay, 15, 20, 25, all these numbers 3 cannot divide. Then 30, 3 can divide, but 4 cannot divide 30. So then 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I think the best will be 60. And the 60 can be generated by multiplying 3 times 4 times 5. That will give us 60. Now 3 can divide 60 as 20 times 7 will give us 140. Plus 4 can divide 60 as, so that will be 15. Oh, sorry, that will be 15. A 15 can multiply 13 as 195, all right? Okay, then minus 5 can also divide 60 as, so that will be 12. 12 times 7 will be, 12 times 7 will be 84, right? So now let's do simplification of this. So we are going to do 140 plus 195, okay? 140 plus 195 will be 335, then minus 84, and that would be 251, right? Yeah, 251 divided by that. So the question is, the 251, if we divide it by 60, would there be a number that can make it go down? And then I think there's no number. So what we have to do rather is to ask ourselves, 60 can divide 251 as, I think that would be 4 times. So because 4 times 60 I know is going to give me 240, right? 4 times 60 will be 240. So when I subtract 240 from 51, then I have, sorry, 251. Okay, so then I'm going to have the difference of 11. So 11 over 60. So that should be the answer, right? Yeah, I'm sure this has given you a fair idea as to how to deal with fractions and mixed fractions, adding them and subtracting them. In our next video, we'll be looking at multiplication and division. Thanks so much for watching.